You look like sex. Checking missed calls from all your friends. Last night you had a good time and you won't try to justify it. Daylight and you can't hide, but you don't mind bad habits. 2 a.m. and we say we're just friends, but we always take things too far, too far. Started with a joke, but we hate to be alone, so we give into the way we are, we are.
Is that cheating? It's cheating. Are you looking? You're looking. I'm looking too. Oh god, I'm cheating. You gotta flip that around because I just ripped it.
We'd like to take a moment to Patreon patrons on especially NerdSync, Cal Harrington, Richard McDonald, Mike O'Brien, and A Band's Life. Without you, none of this would be possible, and we appreciate it more than you will ever know. If you'd like to consider supporting us on Patreon, please check out the link in the description below, or the card appearing on the top right-hand corner of the screen right now. What's up, Troublemakers? I'm Rod.
And I'm Vince.
And we're self-deprecating romantic pop rock duo, RKVC. We're a band, we're songwriters, and today, we've actually got some new music for you. New music specifically for you. Many of you saw that a couple months ago, YouTube reached out to us to write and record an album of royalty-free instrumental music for the YouTube audio library. Thanks to all the awesome content that you guys made, they asked us to make another album. This time around, there's a couple holiday-themed tracks, some experimental stuff, and much more. Speaking of holidays, though, we still got Christmas shopping to do.
That's right.
So before we get to the rest of this video, check out this first track while we go do that. God! Why did we do that? Who goes Christmas shopping the week before Christmas in Los Angeles?
We're not even halfway done.
Well, we could go back to the mall, or we could go to Ali Spagnola's and get hammered.
Hey. Hello, come on in. Welcome
Red
to your
carpet.
premiere.
It's a good color.
You looked at who are you wearing?
RKVC by Crowdmade.
Congratulations
First
on your product launch.
Ali was the first customer I found out.
Everyone else?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. I look great.
Yeah.
You
do good. Look at that.
Welcome, welcome. Come on in.
This is Ali Spagnola. If you don't already know, a lot of you know her because you saw her like lift more weights than I've ever in my entire life.
Stop
This
it.
single
The comments on that video are great.
Yeah.
I actually was just served one of your guys' videos earlier, the last year's Christmas, Tipsy Christmas or whatever.
Oh, that was so much fun.
I know. It looked awesome. I was watching earlier this morning. Actually, that would be dope. Let me know next time you're doing one, because I want to be a part of it.
No.
I mean, no.
I mean, technically we have a camera and
What are we doing?
are on our way to Tipsy.
What are we doing right now? This is totally happening.
We're doing this.
Well, first, we gotta get... There's our way ahead of us. First, we gotta get tipsy. So, cut to the drinking montage and our new instrumental rock track called Fused. And we're back.
Hey.
So, the first challenge. Everybody ready?
What?
What?
This is the gift wrapping challenge.
I forgot.
Did you forget the tinsel?
I have some.
Oh, really?
Gift bag, yeah. Because I wrapped myself in it when I did a rope climb for a video. Whatever.
That's what I do when I'm sad.
And you're just sad and noisy.
The gimmick here is we all have to wrap something that's not a perfect box.
Oh,
So-
what? Yeah, this rocks. I'm not gonna wrap a perfect box. Oh, yay, what's up? Hey, I'm talking about Santa's sleigh. Better when I'm not under the influence. I swear I can freestyle.
Take a piece off yourself. So Vince is gonna get
Peace off.
this old school telephone.
Telephone. The second thing is this bouquet of
This is mine!
lemons.
Oh, okay.
This is a deep cut for all you pallies, but this is the Baroque carafe.
Look at this bro carafe!
Why is it so funny? It's probably because I like Nickelback. I
I like
think
how you
this
have
is okay.
safety scissors.
Those are the
Yeah.
best.
No, we gotta cut through AstroTurf. Just saying. Not that I've done it a lot.
Fiskars. Fiskars. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. I don't know why I chose to go.
There are lines on. Okay,
There's a
whatever.
line. How do you do this without ripping it?
My mom is so good at this that she just
Oh,
leaves the
and
scissors
the
open
line.
and goes. You get that done? Just great.
it.
You did so well.
Oh, thanks.
Good job.
I should have put this down.
You go. Oh, I'm nervous.
I'll do the opposite way
This
to
mine?
see if that's any worse.
Yeah.
What's up, you troublemakers? Welcome back to the 4 o'clock stream. Guess what we're doing today, y'all? We're making a 1980s emotional playlist.
What's up, everybody? Let us know you're here in the chat. I'm sucking on a cough drop. Not because I need it, but I realized after 2 months, it's like I haven't had a cough drop, and I've missed the
All
feeling.
of those should be lyrics to a song. I wish I could remember word for word what you just said, too. I was like,
We'll have it on the stream. Hey, Pika Wolf. Hey, Richard. What's up? As people are getting in here, I'm going to have the poll up here. It actually looked like it creeped up a little bit overnight, but yesterday when I made all the resources for this live stream, it was over half the votes were for the 1980s. So,
is that Mike P? Or was that last stream?
Mike Prasad. Hey, miss you too, man. And Cal, what's up?
Miss you, buddy.
Yeah, so we're doing the emotional 80s, and I was just telling Vince, like, I think that can encapsulate a lot of things. Like, monster and power ballads are obvious, but then there's other things, like, if you're familiar with Stryper, they had, like, To Hell with the Devil. It wasn't a ballad, but that was over-the-top emotional.
Emotional,
so
yeah.
We're just thinking, like, over-the-top, like, you know, if nobody else is in the car and it comes on and you're just in your feels, you know, kind of thing.
So the whole Sex Panther album.
Probably.
If you guys don't know who Sex Panther is, go look it up now, please.
Party like it's 1985.
Actually, don't leave.
The funny thing is, and I think, who pointed this out in the comments? Was it was Renshan? Yeah, nobody chose the 2010s. That was kind of funny.
That is kind of funny.
We had a little bit of votes for the 2000s, a couple for the 70s. The 90s were kind of like half of what the 80s were, but then a couple more people must have voted because it got closer. Now, maybe we'll do 90s next week because I love the 90s. But I figure like emotional 80s, kind of like there's so many possibilities there.
I just had this weird random thought, but I'd have to look if there's actual 1930s and 20s songs on YouTube or on Spotify that we could make a 20s or 30s list. It may be too old of music.
Or like public domain, or the people recorded or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
because there's some stuff. Well,
Just curious to see where that would go as far as popularity.
you know what's funny? Like, so rest in peace, Little Richard. He passed away this week.
Yeah.
He's 85. That's
That's
crazy.
a good life, man.
Did you see the picture of the caption was like, "This is Little Richard with a few of his fans," and it was like the Beatles. And I was like, yeah, he came up with the Beatles. His music career started in the 50s.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane?
I'll have to watch something about his history because there's so much. There's too much.
He's lived long enough in the music like business to have seen every trend come and go at least 2 times, maybe a third time. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
He's probably seen the yo-yo come back like 8 times.
Let's see. Oh, I Want to Dance with Somebody. That's a good one. Is that 80s? Whoa, I haven't thought about him in years. Long life, though.
Yeah, Pico, what's up?
Okay, so here I wanted to start off with Total Eclipse of the Heart, the heart, because I feel like that's the and I need you now tonight. That whole thing.
That's very emotional.
Also, whenever I think of this, I think of our friend's Hot Breakfast version,
Hot breakfast.
which you'll have to look up online.
Sorry, ADD.
They have an amazing version of that. Let me add this, and then we'll add I Want to Dance with Somebody. It's funny you mentioned that, though. That's one of my favorite like songs of all time, as well as like Whitney Houston just being like a national treasure. That melody, the production's kind of dated, but that melody goes through every era. Like, there's a guy I follow on YouTube if I forget and you're interested, remind me to put him in the comments or the chat later. His name's Ben Tissel. He has like 100 followers. And I think I found him years ago for some other music search. He's not a big deal, but like he has a fantastic voice and he does a really great cover of I Want to Dance with Somebody. And recently he's been putting out these like covers, not the cover, like hymns. He performs in a church with just like some candles around him. He's got a really cool like voice naturally.
Every now and then. Oh, sexual healing?
And every now and then. Okay, let me do I Want to Dance with Somebody.
Dude, Earth, Wind, and Fire is my jam. Good one. Good one. Very good.
Oh, I want to dance with... Oh, that is not a thumbnail that does her justice.
What's love got to do with it?
Ooh, yeah, Tina Turner. When I was a kid, I loved Tina Turner. I think that confused a lot of adults.
Cal, that's like right on the money there.
Wait, so I'm... sexual healing. And... every now and then. What's love got to do with it? Feel free to take your time, though. Because I've been having a hard time keeping up the last couple weeks. What did I just add? Sexual healing? Every now and then.
Oh, shit.
Is there an official? There it is. Every now and then.
You're right. Every now and then. What's love got to do with it?
What's love got to do with it?
She's like her voice
And her legs.
Her legs, insane.
I heard this rumor when I was a kid that her legs were insured for like millions of dollars.
She could probably crack walnuts between those.
Or just with one leg.
Yeah, just like with her.
The vibes coming off them.
Yeah. she just sings the right harmony and the nut just goes.
Let's see.
Take on Me.
Wait.
Betty Wright also passed this morning. She did Where Is the Love?
Is that an 80s song?
I don't know that. I don't know that
is
song.
Is it the...
All it reminds me of is Ella Funk. Or Black Eyed Peas.
Betty Wright. Oh, Heaven. That's a good one.
Yeah, from Bryan Adams.
I'm still trying to catch up. Hang on, let's see. Betty Wright, Where's the Love? I have a feeling this is going to be a popular playlist. Popular? It was my speech impediment coming back.
Wow, some of these I don't know.
I've lost. I think I've
All right.
fell behind.
Take on Me.
I meant Where Is the Love?
Oh, okay. Where Is the Love? So, Heaven.
Heaven.
Bryan Adams.
Was Take on Me in there? And I missed it too.
That's after Heaven.
Okay. Heaven, Brian. I love that one. Remember when in the 90s when that came back from that dance? Was it the 90s or 2000s? There was like a DJ. It came back with a dance version of it.
I feel like that was 90s. Because the only time I remember hearing it is in a roller rink.
That makes sense. It's like the couples dance, and you're like, Heaven is all around.
Right.
Wait,
Scooting around on your quads.
And then it's Take on Me.
Take on Me.
You know what? I'm gonna throw the acoustic version on there because to me that one is like really emotional. It's been used in a lot of stuff recently because it was from MTV Unplugged, and it's just so the ballad version of it is just so like heart wrenching.
It's good stuff. Oh man, that's a good one, Mike.
Okay,
we'll get to that in a sec.
Take on Me. Oh my god. I'm just seeing the thing that was like.
So Richard also said Betty Wright, Tonight is the Night.
Tonight's the Night. Okay.
And then Pika says Beat It.
Oh yeah, that's a mood. Beat it.
Richard says, was that a rumor? I thought that was real.
What was?
Yeah, what was that for? Sorry, we're catching up, guys. And then,
So Beat It?
yeah. And then Mike says, Tracy Chapman, Baby Can I Hold You?
Tracy Chapman, Baby
I don't know that one. I'll listen to that one after this.
I know, that's an interesting one. Cal says, Black Cars, Gino Vanilli. Vannilli. And Gino. Yeah.
I'm not familiar with this one.
I don't know that one either.
But by the looks of the photo,
It's 80s.
it fits the bill. Like, look at that stare. Actually, he kind of looks like Christopher Reeve in this photo.
And then we got All Night Long, Lionel Richie.
Yeah.
All night long, all night.
I always forget that there's this one part of the song until it happens. It's the one where like da 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 da. Wait.
Forever. Da-da-da.
And I'm like, oh yeah, this is such a good part of the song. I always think it's another song until I hear it in the song.
I feel like hip hop artists love using that that song for samples.
Oh, okay. You know, Haley Steinfeld, she just came out with a new EP. I guess she has an album she split into 2 EPs. And the very first song on it is called I Love You. And it samples Annie Lennox. So the whole song's like da ba da ba da ba ba oh.
Oh,
da,
yeah.
ba, da, ba, da. And I was like, oh, I could feel, and I thought it was gonna be terrible. It was actually pretty good.
Well, it's
And
the names.
And she wasn't trying to hide the sample.
My favorite song, by far, Jin Kelley says, Like a Mike Prasad by Madonna.
Like a Mike Prasad. Oh, okay.
Like a virgin.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know if I find that one.
Like a Mike Prasad. Mic'd for the very first time.
I think we mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, but we were able to see the original songwriter of that song perform it, and it's an old white guy, and he did it acoustically, and he totally just leaned into it. He's just like a virgin. Ooh. It was a little creepy, but it was funny in the context.
It was great. Cringe-worthy, but fun and energetic in some creepy way. 2000s Cascade.
What's that?
2000s?
Cascada.
I don't know what that is. Oh, is that what he was talking about? This being a rumor, or did he say something? The rumor is Tina Turner. Is for Tina Turner.
Oh, with her legs being insured.
Ah.
Yeah. I mean, I was also a kid, so I didn't fact check that. I just remember it.
All right, Time After Time.
That is really true.
Time after time. I feel like that's been parodied a shit ton of times. Parodied.
Ooh, you know what I want to add after that is Rob Hazard is the original writer of, or Robert Hazard is the original writer of Girls Just Want to Have Fun. He's in Philly. And he originally wrote it from a guy's point of view about a girl, and it was a ballad, and it's really sad. Because if you think about it, like, you think if a girl sings it, she's like, girls just want to have fun. But the guy is like, oh, the girls just want to have fun. Like, and he's trying to fall in love with her, but she's just like, you know, she's not about it. She's just...
That's cool. I like that.
Now if I could just find that version. Come on. Early guitar demo. Is this not in here? Okay, well I guess I'll throw this in here, and if I can't find it on the other platforms, I'll take it off, but this is a good version.
There's some great ones in here, guys. I'm just gonna...
Okay, so after...
Run.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah you can cherry pick too if you want, because I can't keep up.
Yeah, some of these I know, some of these aren't. But I'm trying to read through like just the comments, not the songs.
Duston's, I just see... Total Eclipse of the Heart was the first pick. That was my pick at the beginning.
Yeah. And then Don't You Want Me by The Human League. I love that song. Don't you want me? Dun, 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 dun. Endless Love. Holy crap.
Is that Diana Ross?
Yeah. And Lionel, right? Or there's
so.
There's a version, I think.
There used to be a karaoke staple in our household.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Diana Ross, or
Oh, this is that song.
Open Arms, Journey. Oh,
Oh my god, yes. Wait, can I find... Wait. So, 8 years ago, Lionel Richie re-recorded Endless Love with Shania Twain.
She's probably not terrible. I like Shania. She got a good voice.
Yeah, I like Shania too.
And she's cute.
Oh, he also did a version with Mariah Carey. This guy is just with everybody.
All right.
There's Luther Vandross, sorry. Okay,
Oh.
After Endless Love.
Open Arms. Journey.
Open Arms.
Or Open Rams, as he put it.
I mean something else.
Open Rams by Journey. That's a different
lot.
Journey.
Man, this one, that's definitely one of those ones you put on in the car and you're just like in your feelings.
Yeah, there's a few Journey
Especially
ones.
like after a fight or something.
George Michael. Faith.
Oh, you gotta have faith, faith, faith. That's a good song.
What song did Rihanna sample for Please Don't Stop the Music?
I could have sworn it was Blue Monday.
Yeah, I think that's Blue Monday. Actually, Mike just answered that right away, too. Oh my god, Don't Stop Believing.
Don't stop. That's a good one.
Another Journey.
There's a lot of Journey songs gonna be under this.
Yeah. So,
Leaving.
where are we? That one, that? George Michael we put in there. This is all going to be like Tina Turner songs and...
Actually, let me do a count right now, see where we're at. Because if we hit that 30 mark, we're going to start slowing it down and maybe even close it up. Mainly because it takes me like a very long time to compile these in the other platforms otherwise.
40 songs. Sometimes over 40 songs.
Ooh, I just realized the backup camera's on, so this little button at the bottom is showing with the light. Uh-oh. Let me get this to work.
Don't you want me, baby?
There we go.
Dude, Top Gun song? That's a good one. But that's funny, though. I only accept the tainted love. Oh, that's a good one, too. Super Freak. Another good one.
Wait, where are we at?
All right, so we are...
After Don't Stop Believing.
Don't Stop. We have... Please Don't Stop. The music. Oh, okay. George Michael. There's another Tina Turner song. Let's go past that one. Take My Breath Away.
Oh, take my breath away. That's a good one.
That's definitely from Top Gun.
I'm surprised they didn't remake that for the new Top Gun.
Which I'm weirdly excited to see.
You know, I don't even know if I like Tom Cruise, but he makes good action movies.
I just like...
That's Tom Cruise, right?
I'm just... Yeah.
Okay.
It's not that I like... I'm just... I guess it's because I grew up with Top Gun in the house. Like, Top Gun was a big one for us. All right, let's see. And then we had Africa, Toto.
Oh my god, yeah.
Abracadabra. Steve Miller Band.
Africa. Nope. Africa.
Africa.
Toto.
That's funny, Jin. Man, yeah, you got some good ones in here, man.
Abracadabra.
We'll get to them. I have no concept of time, as you both well know.
Abracadabra.
All right, and then let's go back. I guess, yeah, Vogue.
Oh, Vogue to the music. That is definitely something that most people just kind of dance to alone.
Is Back in Black from the 90s or 80s?
I honestly don't know. AC/DC is one of those things that it could be like the 2000s or 70s, and I'm not
yeah.
sure.
For some reason, I thought Amy Winehouse,
Oh.
but I think that was 2000s.
Oh, no, is it Back to Black or Back in Black?
Back in Black. That's AC/DC.
Back in Black's AC/DC, right? Yeah, the Black to Black.
is
Amy
Winehouse.
Winehouse. Can you believe it's been 10 years since that album?
Yeah, I do actually.
Let me see where our count is at right now. After Vogue.
Mike, yes, I'm kind of cherry picking at this point. He just mentioned earlier that we're missing a bunch above.
We're at 26. Okay, so let's start like kind of slowing down a little bit, but like this playlist might be one of the best ones yet. I agree. This is a good like kind of topic. I like the Ring. The title is Emotional 80s.
So good because of him. Okay. Oh yeah. Hello. All right. Okay. Okay. I'm not gonna. All right. So I read all the comments. Only accept tainted. Okay. So I'm still gonna kind of cherry pick through these guys. That's pretty good. Need You Tonight.
Need You Tonight.
In Excess.
Oh wow.
We haven't had them in a
No.
playlist yet.
In Excess is also one of those bands I always forget about until I don't.
Same here. I know their songs and never remember it's them, actually.
Because as a kid, I always saw it and no one ever said it in front of me. And until I was like, you know, in junior high or something, I thought it was just called Inks. Because like, I guess maybe like just the people I was around didn't listen to In Excess.
Yeah.
Like my dad was more of like an Elvis guy, and my mom surprisingly was a huge Stryper fan. Oh, To Hell with the Devil. That's a good one. You know what? I'm gonna add two Stryper songs, but I'll put them spaced apart. There's a song called Lady that is the most melodramatic. Like, I don't. It's crazy. If you haven't heard it, listen to it on this playlist, because it encapsulates all of like 80s cheese. Oh wait, no, we can't put it on there. That was 90s. Okay, never mind then.
So we have a good. I'm gonna give you like a few songs. You pick one out of. Let's do it that way.
Okay.
So Glory of Love from Chicago. I haven't heard that one. Also, Gypsy or Little Lies from Fleetwood Mac.
Ooh, Little Lies.
We Didn't Start the Fire. So those are pretty good ones. Maybe like.
We don't have any Fleetwood on here yet.
Yeah, Fleetwood would be good. We had Chicago, I think, on the last one, right?
Yeah, but what's the suggestion?
Jin also says Higher Love, Michael Jordan.
Wait, what?
That's not Michael Jordan.
Did he record that? Was it that? Take me a
Higher Love.
Stevie Winwood, right?
Yeah. I think that's why he's like, I have no concept. No, I don't know. Cal, man, you've been throwing good ones in there. Under Pressure, Queen.
Under Pressure. I sang the wrong melody there.
Yeah. Was Under Pressure Queen?
It was Queen and
Yeah, it was Queen and
David Bowie.
That's right.
Or at least it was Freddie Mercury and David Bowie. I don't know if the whole band was involved.
I always thought it was David Bowie until later on I watched the video, the official like old video.
Oh no, Mick Jagger.
And it was. Oh no, it wasn't David Bowie. It was, wait, yeah.
It
It was David Bowie
and Mick Jagger.
And
That's what it was.
Was it?
So it wasn't Queen.
Yeah, because I don't remember it being. I always remember it being David Bowie.
Oh wait.
Was it Queen?
Oh yeah, no, it was. It was David Bowie and Freddie Mercury. So
Okay, yeah,
why did I think Mick Jagger? It was the way they were dancing.
probably. Richard is just singing in the earlier messages. He says, "And I ran so far away."
I just saw Mike. I could see a couple of the chats. So we did Take On Me earlier, so I threw that in there. Right Here Waiting though, that's a good one. All those.
We haven't had Richard Marks in there. Dusk. We put the 99 Left Balloons on the other one. The other list. Wild Wild West by Escape Club.
I don't know if I know that one.
I don't know that either.
I'm gonna throw that on there just because I want to hear it later. Wild West Escape Club.
Whoa, Mike. Waiting for a Girl Like You. Foreigner.
Ooh. It's funny because I didn't think I knew that song, and as soon as I said the title in my head, I heard the melody.
Yeah. Dusk. That's another good one. That one probably should be on here. There should at least be like one or two Hall & Oates songs. Maneater.
Ooh.
And then before, Cal had given us a Hall & Oates song. Let's see if I go back.
There's this meme going around that's hilarious. It's this old promo photo of Hall & Oates, and it's the two of them back to back. We should recreate this sometime. It's two of them back to back on like not even a motorcycle, like a moped or something,
Oh,
like a
God.
scooter moped or something. And they're like sitting on it, and I forget which one's which, but one of them you can't see their feet. The other one though is wearing these like sandals, but they're like heels. Like platform, like this thick on the back. This
Why?
And he's like this, and of course they've got their big, like feathered hair and the big facial hair and everything, you know.
You going disco?
And the meme says like, You know when Hall & Oates show up on their like white moped in their gig sandals that some shit's gonna go down, like because they have that stare down the camera. Like
Yeah, Jesus, that sounds cringeworthy as well.
it's funny because like you think about it, like man, that's because like that's like did we lose the camera?
Oh, looks like we gotta fix the camera, y'all. I think we're still alive though. Make sure just somebody comment that we're still here. Oh, Richard, Crazy Train is another fun one. Yeah, and then I also agree with Pika saying that this playlist might be one of the best ones yet.
Crazy. That one?
Crazy Train, yeah.
Oh, our Amazon delivery's here.
All right. Yeah, should I go grab it?
You know what? Let me go.
Or at least acknowledge that we're.
Well, I think you put it at the doorstep. We should be fine. I got my vinyl earlier, so that's the only thing I was worried about being in the sun.
Yeah, right. Take On Me, we got right here.
Actually,
waiting.
let's take a little detour. Let me see if I can reach this.
Time after time.
I'm so excited. After like decades, I finally got one of these. It was like dirt cheap. This is one of my favorite albums of all time. And I have it on vinyl. I was listening to the A-side this morning and stuff. This has nothing to do with this playlist, but this is a great album.
I'm sure. Well, actually, I'm not sure, but I would think that everyone in this chat knows this album.
And I was waiting on this to come in because I was afraid that the mailman was gonna like just leave it in the sun. So I actually like followed the tracking and woke up early enough to make sure like the second this came in, I like went and grabbed it. Because it doesn't say anything on the outside of the vinyl, nor would the mail people care.
Richard's like, go get the food. It's not.
Oh, it's not food.
It's not food. It's
This
just
is
Amazon
It's like office supplies and stuff.
stuffs. You're my inspiration in Chicago. That's a cool one.
Ooh, that's a good one. Peter Cetera has an acoustic version too that's really good, but the Chicago one's definitely more emotional.
Yeah, and Jin, that was something Chicago was Jin's thing earlier.
I kind of
So the assist from Jin and then the goal from Mike.
like the idea of You're the Inspiration closing this.
Where did you find that? Where did you find the
Mine? Either eBay or Amazon.
There you go, folks.
The funny thing is, I think it shipped from a vinyl CD pressing plant that I used to get my stuff printed at. Because the address is, I think, exactly the same, but I was going to look it up. So it makes me wonder if they actually printed it and then sent it to me. Or they probably have them housed there or something.
Oh, dude, Air Supply.
Which one?
All Out of Love.
Okay, I'm going to add that as one of the last ones. And then the rest from here on out, like, everyone will have to, like, unanimously agree to add to the playlist. And then I'm going to put All Out of Love right before Your Inspiration, because I think Your Inspiration is, like, it encapsulates so many things. Was that 80s or was that 70s? Let me look it up.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And then we'll go through all these songs and kind of, like, reminisce.
There's some great ones in here, y'all. I mean, even the ones we didn't add were still amazing. Like Cyndi Lauper, Paul Abdul.
84, sweet.
The Bengals. Love Balloon, Safety Dance. Good stuff today, y'all. Y'all brought it. Hello? Oh my God, Lionel Richie. Talk about emotional 80s.
Come on, refresh.
And then,
Have everything.
who was it? Adele tried to bring it back. Not the same song, but just the hello.
Okay, where are we at now?
Hazy Shaded Winter. I don't know what that is. Is that a good one?
We are at 37. Yeah, that's a good cap.
Sweet.
It's funny, I just got a notification that Amazon delivered, in addition to the person yelling outside.
Amazon. I always scare the shit out of them. Because our front door and the garage door are across from each other. And I'm usually like sitting in the garage, and then the guy comes over, drops the package off, and then he turns around to see me sitting in the garage. He's like, oh!
It doesn't help that Vince is staring at him holding a shotgun.
He's on my property, I mean.
Get off my lawn!
You don't have a lawn. Get
that's
off
great.
my not lawn.
That's a great playlist. Okay, so let me see if I can catch up with the chat here. Well, actually, let's run through all these. We're gonna hang out still for a little bit more, but from here on out, everyone will have to unanimously agree on like 1 or 2 more songs if we add any more, because this is a pretty full list. I've figured out that around 40 is when most people actually drop off around 20 or 30, but then by 40, like no one's listening anymore. So I'm gonna keep on here. What's that?
Have I told you lately, Van Morrison? Oh my God, why has no one ever mentioned?
Oh, Walk Like an Egyptian. That's a good one.
Walk Like an Egyptian.
Keep that in mind because we'll probably do another 80s one. I wanted to kind of do like an 80s like I don't know, like fun thing, maybe like workout playlist or something. That might be fun. Council, they're catching up my order, expecting like 10 tomorrow. That's actually what's happening today. So I think orders from like 2 months ago are coming in today, and I don't know how full that door is going to be when we open it. Because I just saw all the stuff in queue for weeks, and then all of a sudden, like a day or two ago, it's like delivering. It's like
all at once.
Okay, so let's go through this playlist. I gotta pull up the one I can actually read. Where did it go? Playlist setting.
How's everybody doing? Everybody surviving? Surviving this?
Did you call your mothers?
Yeah, you mother callers.
Happy Mother's Day also, if there's any moms listening out there. Okay, so here's our emotional 80s playlist. Starts with Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart. I said that with really weird accents. Oop. I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston, Sexual Healing by Marvin Gaye, Every Now and Then by Earth, Wind & Fire, Tina Turner's What's Love Got to Do with It, Where's the Love by Betty Wright, Heaven by Bryan Adams, Take on Me, live MTV Unplugged version by Aha, Tonight is the Night, Parts 1 and 2 by Betty Wright, Beat It by Michael Jackson, Baby Can I Hold You by Tracy Chapman, Gino Vanelli, Black Cars. That's a very new one for me, so I'm definitely going to check that after. All Night Long. I never knew that the subtitle's All Night.
All night.
Lionel Richie, Like a Virgin by Madonna, Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper, Rob Hazard, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, The Human League, Don't You Want Me, Endless Love by Diana Ross and Lionel Richie, Journey's Open Arms, George Michael's Faith, Journey, Don't Stop Believin', Berlin, Take My Breath Away, Toto, Africa, Abracadabra by Steve Miller Band, Vogue by Madonna, Need You Tonight by INXS, To Hell with the Devil by Stryper, Little Lies by Fleetwood Mac, Higher Love by Stevie Winwood, Under Pressure by Queen and David Bowie, Right Here Waiting by Richard Marx, Wild Wild West by The Escape Club, Man Eater by Daryl, well, that was a weird way to Hall & Oates, Ozzy Osbourne's Crazy Train, Air Supply's All I Love, and cap it off, You're the Inspiration by Chicago. That's pretty epic. This could go we could actually continue this later and do like several more emotional. Actually, I'm gonna keep an eye on all these playlists we've done, and the ones that do exceptionally well, we'll just do like part 2 or something.
Yeah.
Because we're coming to the point now, in a couple months or so, we're just gonna start repeating things. So that'll be fun. There's a lot of good ones. I'm gonna catch up on the chat myself now.
Cal says, my mom would be 106.
Oh wow.
So I couldn't call her.
Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. Vocal, visual. That's so funny. Got 3 boxes today.
Messed you up for a minute. Rick Astley, he has that effect on people. Oh yeah, Can't Fight This Feeling. REO Speedwagon. Wagon. I haven't heard that in a long time, feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you guys brought it today.
Yeah, it was fast going. I like this system where like you'll have to appease to Vince's better nature, and then I will add them to the playlist.
Right? Don't hate me. Philip Roberts, hey guys.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Philip?
We just finished.
How you surviving?
We just finished building this emotional 80s playlist.
That's right. Every Sunday, we make playlists.
I propose swapping Vogue for Crazy For You. Didn't we add Crazy For You on another playlist, though? I thought. Dust Sauce, Just My Mom's been in the hospital twice with it. Oh. hope she's doing as well as could be expected. I know that whole thing can get really complicated, but I'm glad she's still hanging in there.
Yeah. We had a little scare with my grandmother.
Yeah?
She had this, her foot swelled up like 3 times the size, and she went to the hospital, and after all of the tests and whatnot, they had figured out that she had this tiny cut on her foot that got a bacteria infection.
Yeah.
And cellulose filled her foot up. I forget what the actual...
cellulite.
Yeah. And...
It's like fatty buildup.
Yeah. And she had to get put on 2 different medications. One of them didn't work, and then the second one now, she just finished. It worked. Her foot's back down to regular size, but she still have the pain and everything. The scary part is just like she's in her 80s, and this whole virus is like picking off old people. So
And she's one of the fearless ones, so
yeah,
that's not a good thing.
so her and my grandfather are both in their 80s. Bless them.
What I love though is your grandfather's more cautious.
Yeah.
I just remember him being like, "Oh, I can't do that because I'm in my 80s," and your grandmother's like, "I'm gonna go."
Yeah, I can garden the front yard all by myself.
Along with all the lepers.
Yeah.
You're like, hang on.
Yeah. It's Cal, how old are you again?
Cellulitis. Oh,
cellulitis.
Pico says, I've got a stomach bug or something. Been praying to the porcelain god since last night. Oh, I'm sorry. I hate stomach pains. And most people don't... Well, most of you guys know this, but most people in general don't know it. But, like, the reason I'm vegetarian is because I can't digest, like, meat stuff. And so that's me when I have... Like, when someone puts some... Usually I'm able to tell in the first bite, but sometimes it's masked and stuff. Especially, like, if it's, like, pizza or something, and there's, like, a heavy sauce or whatever, it takes me until after I've eaten it to be like, there was bacon in that. And I will have... It's not food poisoning, but to me it's food poisoning for, like, a couple days.
You get sick.
And it's rough, so...
Pika says, I got a stomach bug.
Yeah, that's what I was just reading.
Okay, and then cellulitis, and then... So would it be fair to say...
Depeche Mode.
Okay, discography.
That'd be funny.
That was back when you heard it on the radio, long before you saw the video.
Oh, Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin. That's a good one.
Cal, you're 19?
Let's do an Animal Crossing stream. That could be fun. We need to do it on your side, though, because besides this TV, we don't really have a way of putting the video on the screen without crashing my computer. Although, if Amazon's not lying, tomorrow the Elgato for us comes in, and I'm going to try it one more time because we have a GPU, or eGPU. I have a feeling it's not going to work, but I'm going to be optimistic and hope that it works until I see otherwise. So I'm going to be spending this week testing. Depending on how this week goes, I might test it on my personal stream on Friday, if you guys hang out for that. If I see early on that it doesn't work at all, we won't do that Friday. We'll just hang like normal. But if it's showing signs it's working, we'll test it on my personal stream, and then maybe by the time next Sunday's second stream happens, we'll be able to like play Boot Hill Bounties. But we could also like switch to Animal Crossing because I'm finally at the point where like I don't have to play it like all day every day. I can just check in for maybe like 20 or 30 minutes a day to do like my daily tasks, and then I can play longer if I want.
Water the plants. Or do your neighbors do that now?
I haven't even started trying to do the flower thing because that's an entirely other game. Like
breeding flowers and
hybrids.
hybrids.
Like, I downloaded an app that I have to pay $2 for. It's a deal, but it's just funny that it's a paid app that has the guide in it, and it's parallel to human genetics.
Oh,
so like it's crazy. Like
it's a lot of like time.
And then you do have to water them every day, and then you have to get friends to come over. It's the whole system, and I just want to relax, and it just stresses me out thinking about it. So I'll water them when I think about it. Also, the days it rains, it waters everything, so then I just run around because you just have to have them in frame.
Oh.
So I just run around like, hey, I'm watering the flowers.
That's awesome. Yeah, so going on 61, Cal, man. That's awesome. Holy crap, I'm glad she's okay. Thanks, Dusk, I appreciate that. Edlin.
That awkward moment you went by Tyler to turn around. That's the very first song on here.
Which Legato? It's the
Elgato, the 60S.
Yeah.
The
not
external.
the card, the external.
Yeah, because I just have we have laptop
hockey puck looking
Actually,
thing.
I do have a mini PC
slot,
now, but I don't know if it has any slots in it. I'm gonna look at that. I got a really cheap
because I heard the
desktop.
The internal one I think works with Mac, or maybe I got.
I don't have a.
No, like if it, or not, I guess you would just use the PC. Need to check.
The botany is insane.
Yeah. Oh, in his concert room in my upstairs.
In Animal Crossing. So I haven't gotten actually, I don't. I have like maybe half of my outdoors sorted out, and my house is a mess now because I've been just trying to get points. So there's just stuff everywhere. My bedroom's nice.
Yeah.
Total Eclipse of the Heart for the win. If we're talking about emotional aids, yes, amen. Good call. So that's actually the first song on this playlist. If you want to see it, there's a link in the description for the YouTube music playlist. That's already done because we've been making it here. It would be up there. And then the Spotify and Apple Music one will be up in a couple hours when I get around to like adding them to that one. But that is the opening. It's exactly. I'm so glad everybody else kind of agrees. That's because it starts with a dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun, turn around. It's like a perfect opening. So something like this. You haven't seen my tea room yet? No, I don't. Mike, I don't think I've been. Have I been to your island? Oh, I went that one time for like a second, and then we both went to Nani's island and pillaged her fruit trees. That sounds sexual, but it wasn't. It was really wholesome, actually.
Dusk. Mom had...
My entire island is a mess. How did you run out of storage space? Oh, I guess did you not expand your house? Because when you expand your house, you get like 2,000 like storage spots, or 3,000, something crazy like that.
Did you read that?
What's that? Mom had to have a liver biopsy Wednesday because they found an odd spot, and today she had another PET scan to check on the cancer in the lung. Oh wow! Well, best wishes for the
hopefully that
results of that.
results well.
Yeah, although, guys, you know what I'm really excited about now is, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't been watching, but Mortal Kombat 11 has a story DLC coming, and bonus characters, and it's insane. If you want it spoiled, just go look up Mortal Kombat Aftermath trailer and watch it. But outside of the spoiler stuff, I'm super excited. I've never been more excited for like a Mortal Kombat thing, because the story was already so good, and this looks like it's going to be like so epic, and the characters are adding. There's a lot of people complaining about it, but you can tell those people complain about everything.
Yeah.
I think everybody else is like, they get the fan base. It's so amazing. So when that comes out, he's telling me to breathe. Whenever I get too excited, my watch is like, breathe, Rod. What was I saying? The characters I'm super excited about. The game. That comes out on May 26th. So I'm so glad that like the bulk of my Animal Crossing shit is out of the way, so I can actually enjoy that DLC.
You'll have to stream all that.
Let's see if this Elgato will work or not.
Or do it this way.
But it's amazing. Paid DLC. So it's both. You only have 800 slots. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I have the 2 side rooms, the back room, the attic, and the basement, and I think that's the max. And that gives you like, maybe 1,000 or more. Fingers crossed and hugs. Yes, definitely.
Yes.
So there's a portion of it that's free for everyone. So Richard, if you don't pay for the DLC, it will automatically add friendships, stage fatalities, and something else. Skins, I think. Some skins. I don't know which ones. And then if you pay for the DLC, you get the story, the new characters, and some other extra skins. It's kind of confusing. If you go to Mortal Kombat's website, they lay it out because there's 3 different ways you can buy it, and then it gives you different things. Because like, if you already have everything and you just need the DLC, it's $40, and that's just that's the cheapest one because you've gotten everything else. If you have the game, but not the first combat pack, then it's like $50. It's the game plus the combat pack plus the new DLC.
Damn.
If you don't have anything, it's the game, the combat pack, the DLC, and it's like $60. So
it's intense.
They have it no matter what stage you are like of purchase of the game, you can add on to it. So if you didn't get the game at all, the best deal is that $60 one, because that's how much the game cost when it released a year ago, and now you get all this other stuff. But if you're like me and you already had everything else, then $40 is like, it's basically a new game now. So that's amazing because they added so many new characters. It's awesome. Did you finish repairing the analog stick? Actually, I did all those like at the beginning of quarantine. I just haven't edited the videos.
Yeah. Custom Joy-Cons.
I do have one more shell coming in for... I found some more like kind of broken. They're like damaged cosmetically, but not broken on the inside Joy-Cons. and I'm waiting for those shells to come in. UPS lost them or something.
You just get new shells for it.
But it has the D-pad on it, so I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do that on video because it's exactly the same as the other ones. But so far, I've had a pretty good track record. It is literally just me taking my time and making sure that each step is what it's supposed to be.
And then just having the right tools, too, I would imagine.
Yeah, although the tools aren't crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you can get a set of the tools for like $5, and I got them early on. I just have to be careful with them because they can strip easily and stuff, you know, but like, if I take my time and make sure each step is happening the way it should, I feel like it's not that bad. It'd be much easier if I had steadier hands. I don't have to. This is why I couldn't be a surgeon, because the more, you know, I'm one of those people. The more I concentrate, the more like it does this, you know, and that's not good. The connectors are like millimeters,
Tiny little things.
but the nice thing is since they snap in to like the clips and stuff, it's easy to know when they're in. I don't have to like solder. If I had to solder, it'd be over because I know how to solder, but I can't solder very well, especially when it's in like really tight spots because it's surgical, you know.
It's really tough. You end up like messing up well, for me at least, like anytime it's a really tight solder, I end up burning not components around it, but the plastic. Cuz you have to like get that thing in there to sit on that. And if you have it bent one way or the other, you might be touching part of the shell. It'll melt the shell right away.
Our friend Scotty, he has a channel called Strange Parts. He's so good at soldering that he can do the soldering that's under a microscope. So he has the thing that's the microscope that's like a periscope microscope, so he can look forward and then it periscopes down, and then he's like this, and he can solder. They're not microscopic points, but they're so small that you need a microscope to tell the difference between the space between the points. He can do that.
Yeah, he was using I mean, that's all like very professional grade stuff too. He was using the scrims or the I forget what he called them. You lay that down first, and then you put the solder over top. You spread the solder over the stencil.
Yeah.
It was a really cool video.
Yeah. And that's just the starter. So
that was just the start of it. And then you got to clean it up and clean all the ports and make it look perfect. And then it's got to work.
Dustal said, thanks, y'all. I'm pretty sure I've aged 20 years over the last year trying to balance everything. I hear that.
Yeah, stress.
Oh, Mike says he has the kit to fix his Joy-Con. If things kind of let up and you don't want to do it, I can do it. It's pretty easy for me now. It just takes like an hour or so. But otherwise, if you want to try it yourself, I think it's very doable. If I can do it with my shaky hands, like most people, I think could do it as long as you take your time. That's the thing is like, I think it looks like it should only take about 10 minutes. But the thing is like taking the extra 10 minutes per connection makes all the difference. And because then I only had to put it back together once.
Yeah.
The second time I did it, I tried to do it a little bit faster, and I forgot a few things and almost broke a couple things. And it was like, it is just worth taking the extra few minutes per connection. Rich said, knowing the difference of which side the battery plug goes into, I kept trying to put it back upside down because it looks both the same size. Yeah, soldering jobs always go. Okay, so you've done the repairs too. So my whole thing, and you'll see this in the video whenever I edit it and put it out. I used to work at an AV company like a decade ago, and my boss there was the guy that did all like the repair stuff. I think once I might have helped him, but for a professional shop like that, I should not be in charge of like repairs. He always had this thing where he made sure he had double the amount of space he needed. So say he needs like this much space to like fix something, he'll make sure he has this much space on his desk so that he can move all the parts to where they would be in the component next to it, so that when he's putting it back together, he can like
memorize or know.
Sometimes if it's really complex, I've seen him draw it on paper, like the thing, and then set the screws and parts down on that so that they just would go to the right place. And it was something I learned with the Joy-Cons, because they don't have a ton of screws, but when I put them in the same place, I put them above where I'm doing the Joy-Con, that as I'm putting back together, I know where they go. And that was the saving grace for me. If it was more, I think it's like 3 layers, because there's like the top part, the middle frame, and the bottom. It's pretty easy for me to keep track of. If it went any more than that, I would probably need like a better like magnetic tray or something. I don't know, something. There's other ways of getting around it, but Joy-Con's like a moderate level. It's not the easiest thing, but it's not the hardest either.
Back in the day when I was an electrician, I was installing like 32 cameras, like surveillance cameras for their security in this big warehouse. And the only way I could remember how to install it is by taking photos of each part of it, so that I could go through the photo and be like, okay, that goes there, that goes there. I used to do the same thing with brakes. And anybody who's ever done rear drum brakes, there are 3 coils, different colored coils, and if you don't put them on correctly, they don't fit. So just take a picture of it. And yeah, it's the same deal, man.
That's so funny. I think Richard just said that he takes photos of things.
Yes, I do too.
Cal said, I'm nearsighted. Small fiddly stuff is easy for me. Oh, that's cool. Doing the repair last night wasn't bad. You just need patience and dexterity from the vine. Yeah, that's basically it. I was scared to do it initially because almost all of my favorite Switch YouTubers, one of them we actually met at the Retro Gaming Expo, Beat 'em Ups.
Oh yeah.
He drilled through his hand. Because he was doing a joke for his channel about using like a power drill to screw through something or whatever, and it slipped and just went straight through his hand.
Good job, brother.
I think through like this part.
I mean, there's so many nerve endings in your hands and stuff. You could do really bad damage if you do that.
So I was scared. Well, I knew I wasn't going to use a power drill, but other people did. They would like snap cables and stuff, and you can't replace them. Like nobody sells them.
Nah.
So you just have to buy new Joy-Cons and stuff. But then I opened it up and I'm like, oh, they were just rushing.
Yeah.
Also, they were new. Like, maybe them making the mistakes made me more careful than most people, because I haven't seen a whole lot of people since then complain about it.
I think it also helped that you've taken apart iPhones a few times, and there are as fragile components in there as there is in this Joy-Con.
You know what's weird? I feel like the iPhone was easier.
It's more straightforward.
Well, because there was only like 1 or 2 cables. The Joy-Con has like 7 connections or something. Richard, you probably remember because you just did it yesterday, but I think it was like 6 or 7 connections. And luckily, the route they go, if you don't bend them, you can tell where they're supposed to go. I think if you like...
You lay it out, it'll just kind of fold over to where it usually was.
Yeah, but like if you... Like if for some reason you're kind of careless with it and you bend stuff on the way out, you might lose where they're supposed to connect. Because everything's kind of weird. But yeah, I hear what you're saying about the battery being upside down. So that's the reason, like, when I have it, I just took the battery out and just like sat it down the way, so I just like could just move it,
the orientation.
But very cool. Well, I think we're gonna wrap up here. Time flew. That was an amazing playlist. I'm just as excited about this one as I was about the chill playlist, because my whole thing isn't just about chilling. It has been. Most nights I'm just like sitting here zoning out, or like listening to Zen music, or like meditation apps, or I use that chill playlist for a week or so just to fall asleep at night. I love stuff like that. Emotional 80s. I know it's a little bit like different than chill, but I love the idea of like, if most of us are going to be like self-isolation anyway, you might as well do that, car karaoke, but not in the car, and just be in your feelings and stuff. I remember being a teenager and just like letting my hormones take over, like not the sexy hormones, but also like the emotional hormones, and just like playing these like stupid songs and stuff. But it's so amazing, and we should do that more often as adults.
I wish I had a gym here, like just free weights and possibly like a few exercise pieces for calisthenics, because I've been using piano benches, wicker chairs, and cinder blocks, but it's working. I'm losing more weight. I'm finding more definition. So it's such a weird time, man. But yeah, I'm kind of jealous of the people that live in these complexes with big gyms. But I guess if they're like weird about this whole virus thing, you wouldn't find them in there very often.
The complexes are closed too, unless they're private.
Oh, really? Like if it's a little complex with the gym in there, they'd close that up too?
It depends. Well, so they'd have to ensure that each of the other residents are self-isolating too.
Man, I guess insurance or something, or liability.
So like I have a friend who's going to the gym, but it's because her husband is a cop and their private gym is open, but they have everybody keep track of who comes in and out.
Wow.
So if like one person gets sick, then everybody that went to that gym gets completely quarantined and locked down.
Yeah, Mike said that too. Building gym is closed.
Yeah.
That sucks. I guess if they don't implement any type system, then it'll stay closed.
It's just a gym is a giant petri dish.
Sure,
it's like
absolutely. And a lot of those people, that was the biggest pet peeve, is people would pull free weights out, lift, sweat all over the shit, and then leave the weights out and not clean the bench at all.
But even just breathing that much and stuff,
they're breathing, they're spitting, they're sweating, they're bloody sometimes.
There was that story like about a month or so ago about like a church choir who had rehearsal, and they they weren't supposed to have it to begin with, but then when they had it, they decided to do the 6 feet apart. But the thing is, like, you have a bunch of people who have their mouths open for like 6 hours or like 2 hours, and stuff, and like they're like 6 feet isn't like a wall, and so I guess they were just like there's probably stuff being like propelled and like inhaled and stuff. There's just so many things that are going on. Also, we don't know enough about this to know how it works. For all we know, it could live off of like Pokemon memes or something. We don't know. Like, I just saw Cal asked how the Cursed playlist did. Let me see if I can pull up the stats here. I think that's only available on my phone, which is the camera. But if it's not, I can see here. I forgot to look at it before this stream. If I don't find it now, I'll find it for tonight's stream and let you all know, because I'm curious too. I totally forgot about that.
Pika, hopefully you get better. We're all praying for you. I almost said playing.
It looks like it doesn't have the count here for us.
Dusk says, I went to high school with a guy who was drilling something and it slipped, but it wasn't his hand the drill hit.
That's
tough.
Oh my God. I get so like grossed out even if it like I'm like using the bathroom and the tip touches like the side of the bowl or something like that. I couldn't imagine like a drill.
Fuck that. The worst pain you'll ever feel in the world is a fucking what is that thing? Catheter.
So I can't find.
Well, as men,
I don't think I can look up that number here, but it looks like it was kind of low, which
it's new though.
Makes sense. Well, also it's a weird one, so like I was fully prepared for it to like be the experimental one, because who's looking up songs they don't like?
Well, that's the thing, right? They're supposed to just see like scroll and be like, "What's this cursed playlist?"
What is soda crackers? Gotcha. I'm trying to read with the autocorrect. Toast and tea to settle the stomach. So actually, you might remember, Peek, I think you were there on Friday when I was streaming. I had a little bit of a stomach ache, and so I had chamomile tea, actually from Granny Potty Mouth, and it kind of helped. And then later, I forget what I made. I think I made like what did I make? Oh, I made French fries. I had like frozen French fries I baked. I like baking French fries instead of frying them. And that was the perfect thing. I think the starch or something was just like, settled it.
Toast and tea, soda crackers. Worst pain is a gout attack. That's the reason I stopped eating pork, like pork chops, loin. I still eat bacon every once in a while, but most of the time, like right now, I have turkey bacon. Because my family's like prone to not gout, but like that type of stuff. I forget. There's a bunch of things connected to that.
Well, all the rest of y'all might become mostly vegetarian here soon, at least in the U.S. Because Wendy's just announced they stopped selling hamburgers and they're preparing for a meat shortage because
that's right.
Of reasons, I was talking to my mom about that this morning actually, because it was the kind of conversations we get into about Mother's Day. My mom's not very sentimental, so we were talking about it, and she was like, "Oh, that's a good thing you don't have to worry about." And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "That's something else that I'm glad you didn't listen to me about," because she was trying to talk me out of being vegetarian forever. And so now that's like 3 or 4 things in a row, like in a week, and like 3 or 4 weeks in a row now. And she's like, "Oh, I'm glad you didn't listen to me when you were a teenager." I'm like, "See, I told you in 20 years it would pay off." It was the original Princess. Oh,
nice. You got the old drill in the sack.
I had some friends in college that got that, and one of them had a little bit of a complication. Nobody had anything too terrible, but so here's the thing. In freshman year in college, we had like this dorm that was like the quintessential freshman dorm. I don't even know how else to explain it. It was just like regular bunk beds. Everybody shared one gigantic bathroom, and the showers were just like 8 shower heads on a wall. And we also, it was like camp or something,
It was like a YMCA.
And so like one of the guys that got this Prince Albert done recently and stuff just did not know how to take care of it. And it is very gross and distracting when you're trying to take a shower in the morning and there's just like this like swollen grapefruit coming at you when you're trying to wash your hair. And I was like, never gonna I mean, tattoos. I'm not opposed to piercings, but just down, I'm not, I don't think I could. I'm like squeamish even thinking about it because I've had friends getting like the navel piercings and stuff. And you know what did it? It was when me and you were getting these tattoos, and there was this girl at the same tattoo parlor getting a navel piercing, and she gave up halfway through. Remember that? He stuck the gun in, and it started piercing, and she freaked out. So it only went halfway in and moved, and then she decided to stop. So she just had a wound. It wasn't. It didn't go all the way through.
No, it was just a hole in
it
her
went
stomach.
through like one side.
Exactly.
And I was like, "Ugh."
Wasn't even the tunnel.
So now she's just gonna have like external stomach pain.
Yeah, she just has a wound. So where are we at here? I take allopurinol.
Oh, for the gout.
And then it was so much the catheter. It wasn't so much the catheter because they used a numbing agent, but that first pee after.
You remove it. That's the painful part. Procedure room.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
I don't think.
It all burns. It all feels like somebody stabbing your dick with a knife. like your pee hole in your fucking urethra. All right, I'll stop.
Check things for high fructose corn syrup that causes uric acid. Oh, that makes sense. I didn't think about that. Breaking your arm in half and having the bone break. The skin is. I haven't broken limbs.
And it's killer pain too. Yeah, broken limbs. Thank God. Knock on wood. I've never broken a bone. I don't know how.
I broke my skull. That's the only thing. I just haven't broken any moving bones.
Yeah. I mean, I've probably broken a few toes and fingers, but I've never gotten, like, needed to set bones or, you know. I've had stitches a few times, but what's going on here?
Gasoline.
Broken my shoulder and dislocated it at the same time. Shoulder pain's pretty damn bad. Because what happens is there's so many nerves connected to close to your spine that it can F up all this other crap in your body. So it's your shoulder that's messed up, but your lower back hurts, your legs hurt, your hips hurt. It causes pain from everywhere.
So,
because I deal with that bad hip. Eventually, I need to replace that bitch.
On that note, let's wrap up. We're gonna be back here tonight at 11. We're gonna be just hanging out, and if y'all want, we'll play Boot Hill Bounties. But if you don't, we're just gonna hang out. Anyway, I'll try to remember to look up the stats for the curse playlist.
That's right. And we'll have to see if we can beat the 3 Indians on horses, I think is where we're at.
We're literally going one boss at a time.
Yeah.
Like, it's so slow going.
At least we're fighting people.
Yeah, instead of like
not
a rogue fish.
And a snapping turtle that actually kicked our ass a few times.
The bountiful booty, yes. Cool. Well, thanks so much for helping us with this playlist. This is amazing. I'm actually excited to listen to this. I'm also particularly proud of the artwork. I'm not pointing the wrong direction. The artwork this time. And yeah, so if you're watching this later on YouTube, you can help us build these playlists at 4 o'clock on Sundays, Pacific time. And there's a circle popping up right here asking you to subscribe if you're not already. And the bottom half of the screen has videos that the YouTube algorithm thinks that you might like. So check them out and let us know what you think and if they're right or they're wrong. And until next time, don't forget to do the wrong things.
With the right people.
And I'm going to have to try to